Good morning. We're going to read another book together today about our essential questions. What are some rules at school? And that's the title of our book today.
What are some rules at school? By Margaret McNamara.
Thank you.
Be respectful of others. Come to class prepared. Be safe.
Those sound like some good rules for
That
school.
means turn the page.
What are some rules at school? By Margaret McNamara. Table of contents. Words to think about. Page 2. Introduction. Page 4. Chapter 1. Rules help you learn. Page 6. Chapter 2. Rules keep you safe. Page 8. Chapter 3. Rules teach respect. Page 10. Chapter 4. Rules help you take care of your school. Page 12. Conclusion. Page 14. Glossary and index. Page 16.
So, boys and girls, yesterday when we read Rules Are Cool, that was a fiction story, a make-believe story or a made-up story telling us about a little girl who learned the rules at her school. This book today, this is a nonfiction book, which means it's not a make-believe story. It's a real book, and it's teaching us about rules. And one of the ways that you can tell that a book is nonfiction is when you look at the cover, a lot of times they'll use a real photograph. Like this is a real picture of real students really learning. And so photographs are one way that we can tell that a book is nonfiction or real. Another way that we can tell if a book is nonfiction, oops, let me fix that, is that they'll have a table of contents here. And a table of contents lists where you can find different types of information in a nonfiction book. And the really cool thing about nonfiction books is that often you read nonfiction books to find specific information. And so you don't have to read the whole thing cover to cover. You can look for certain information and find out what page that information is on and turn right to that page. So if you wanted to read just about how rules keep you safe, you could turn straight to page 8. And if you wanted to just read about how rules help you take care of your school, you could turn to page 12. But we're going to read the whole book today. So we're going to turn the next page, but I wanted you to learn a little bit about the table of contents.
Words to think about. Citizens.
These students are good citizens.
Community.
People work and play together in our school community.
Respect.
We show respect for others by reading quietly.
Rules.
This poster shows us the rules, or things we need to do.
Classroom rules. Be respectful of others. Come to class prepared. Safe.
Walking instead of running keeps us safe.
School.
School is a place to learn.
So this page is a page that has words to think about in the story. We call that vocabulary, important words that you're going to learn about. And so the vocabulary words for the story were citizens, community, respect, rules, safe, and school. And so we know that throughout this book, we're going to hear those words and that they're going to be important to our understanding.
Introduction.
All good citizens, or members of a community, follow rules. Rules tell people what they should and shouldn't do. Your school is a community. Your school has rules. In this book, you'll learn about rules at school.
People need to follow rules in school.
So this is really neat because what they do is when those vocabulary words that we said we were going to learn about come up, they make them bold or very dark. And so we know that those words are on this page and we can pay special attention to them. And so in this introduction to the book, they have that word citizens. It says all good citizens. And then if you keep reading, they tell us what citizens are, or members of a community. So citizens are members of a community. But look, community is also bold. So we need to learn about what a community is. But it says all good citizens or members of a community follow rules. And then if we keep reading, they tell us what rules are. Rules tell people what they should and shouldn't do. So citizens follow rules, but now we need to find out what citizens are. Well, they told us citizens are members of a community, but what's a community? It says your school is a community. So one kind of community is our school, and we definitely know that our school has rules, right? And so we're going to learn about school rules in this book.
Chapter 1. Rules help you learn.
Students learn best when they get to school on time and pay attention. They also need to do their homework. Teachers make rules so you will do these things. They want you to do your best in school.
This student follows a rule about doing homework. Rules at your school. What rules help you learn?
So they're asking what rules help you learn. And here they were saying that students learn best when they get to school on time and pay attention, and that teachers want you to do those things. They want you to learn and pay attention. And so one of the rules is to make sure you do your homework. And then we haven't talked about our rules. We're going to have to make rules for when we're at school, but we definitely have rules for our computer school, right? So what are some of those rules? We come to our computer school ready to learn. We sit straight and tall. We don't have other things with us. We come ready to learn. That means no breakfast, no dogs, no sisters, no toys, right? So we come ready to learn. We come without other things. We're listening to the speaker and our voices are off so that we show the speaker that we care. Those are rules that help us learn because we're listening and we're not playing with things, so we're paying attention, right? Those are good rules that help us learn.
Chapter 2. Rules keep you safe.
If you run down the halls, then you can fall or bump into others. If you do a science experiment without wearing safety equipment, you can get hurt. Schools make rules so that you don't get hurt. The rules tell you how to be safe.
Goggles keep your eyes safe during an experiment. Rules at your school. What rules keep you safe?
So on the last page, we learned about rules that help you learn, like paying attention, having your hands free of things that you would play with, making sure you're listening to others. Now on this page, we're learning about rules that keep you safe, like walking in the halls, wearing safety equipment. And so we have rules on our playground that you'll learn when you come that help keep you safe, which are we use our walking feet on the sidewalk. We only go down the slide. We don't push our friends on the swings. We control ourselves on the swings. Those are also rules that keep you safe.
Chapter 3. Rules teach respect.
Good citizens treat others with respect. If you tease other students, then you are not showing respect. You show respect when you wait your turn to speak. Schools want you to be a good citizen. They make rules to teach you respect.
School rules. Raise your hand. Listen to the teacher. Keep your hands and feet to yourself. Do not get up from your seat. Pay attention. Which rules help students show respect? Look at text structure. Cause and effect. The word if shows a cause. The cause is teasing other students. The word then shows the effect.
Okay, so on this page, on the last page, we learned about rules that keep you safe. Now we're talking about rules that teach respect. And respect is one of those vocabularies, right? And so they talk about when you're teasing people, you're not showing respect. If you talk when others are talking, you're not showing respect. And so they have rules that help you show respect. And so what is she doing that is showing respect? What do you think? She's raising her hand, isn't she? And you guys are so great at that, raising your hand when you want to talk. That shows respect because you're not interrupting somebody else. You're not talking when they're talking. You're raising your hand and waiting your turn to talk. That's very respectful. Listening to the teacher is another rule they have. So you're showing the teacher respect when you're caring about what she has to say. When you keep your hands and your feet to yourself and you don't touch other people, you're showing respect to their body. When you stay in your seat and pay attention, you're also showing respect and you're helping yourself learn.
Chapter 4. Rules help you take care of your school.
Many people work, learn, and play at your school. Everyone needs to take care of the school, too. Some rules tell you how to keep the school clean. Some rules tell you how you can make the school better.
Rules at your school. What rules help you take care of your school?
So there are rules that help you take care of your school. I bet you guys can think of some. I mean, looking at this picture, you can see they're eating lunch and what happened after lunch. Pretty sad, huh? They left a big mess, so they didn't clean up after themselves. So in our classroom, when we use centers or crayons and pencils, we'll make sure we put our things away. That's a way you can take care of your school and the tools. When you have trash and you're outside at school, you'll just make sure that your trash goes in the right place. And so that's a way to take care of your school. Those are everyday rules. These friends look like they're doing something extra. They're trying to help out by fixing up the school. Maybe the paint has worn off on their mural, and so they're helping make it look even better. But just regular things that you can do all the time to take care of your school are using your tools properly, using your pencil the right way, using your crayons the right way, making sure you're only writing on paper, making sure that you put things back where they belong and put trash where it belongs. All of those are great ways to take care of your school. Now, we read an introduction at the beginning of the story. Now we're getting a conclusion. That means this is the end of the book.
Conclusion.
Your school is a community. When you follow rules at school, you are a good citizen. Rules at school help you learn, stay safe, and respect others. Rules help you take care of the school, too.
Why do we follow rules at school? Classroom rules. Be respectful of others. Come to class prepared.
Okay, so it says, why do we follow rules at school? So here's a picture. You can see the boys and girls are raising their hand. Here it looks like they're cleaning up trash. Here they're following the directions of the crossing guard as they cross the street. Here they're wearing, this student is wearing safety goggles as they do an experiment. This is just a picture of the rules, and here they're all working quietly in the library. So if we think about the pages that we read, there were rules for different things, right? So there were rules for learning. What else? Rules for staying safe. Can you think of anything else? And rules for respecting others, as well as rules to help you take care of school, right? So let's see if we can decide what each of these are. Raising your hand. What do you think that is? A rule to help you learn or stay safe or respect others? I think respecting others, you're waiting to be called on. Also to learn, it helps you learn if you're not all talking at the same time. How about picking up the trash? Is that keeping you safe or helping you learn? Maybe taking care of your school? I think picking up the trash is taking care of your school. How about following the directions of a crossing guard as you cross the street? Keeping you safe, right? And wearing protective eye equipment when you're doing an experiment also keeps you safe. These are just rules, so we'll skip this one. But what about working quietly in the library? That's a rule to help you learn, right? Great job, boys and girls.
Glossary. Citizens. The people who are part of a community. See page 4. Community. A place where people work and play together. See page 4. Respect. Care and concern for others. See page 10. Rules. Guides for what must happen. See page 4. Safe. Not getting hurt. See page 9. School. A place that people go to learn. See page 5. Career connection. Principal. A principal is the person who is in charge of a school. Sometimes the principal can help students solve problems. The principal has an important job. This person keeps the school running smoothly. Principals make sure teachers are teaching what students need to learn. Many principals were teachers before they became principals. Make a connection. What would be the best thing about being the principal of your school? Why?
Okay, so on this page,
I enjoyed reading this book with
let me pause
you.
it. On this page is a glossary, and you'll remember at the beginning of the story we had words to look for, right? The vocabulary. And so we kind of learned what the words meant as we read through the book, but the glossary gives us the definition or the meaning of the words. So citizens are the people who work or are part of a community. A community is a place where people work and play together. Respect is when you care and show care and concern for others. Rules are guides for what must happen. Safe means you don't get hurt, and school is a place where people go to learn. So here are the meaning of all those words. And so one thing some people like to do when they see vocabulary in a book, they go to the back, to the glossary to see what those words mean first. So that's one thing you can do. It also tells you some pages you could find those words in the book. And here are some even some more pages that you could find them all. And then here's a connection to some jobs. So we just read about rules at school. Here are some jobs that you could find at school, which would be the principal, and they tell you some things the principal can do. And so they're asking you what you think the best part of being a principal would be. So Dr. D is our principal, and so I want you to be thinking about and maybe telling your parents what you think the best part of being the principal would be. And that is the end of our story today. So great job. I hope you enjoyed. Um, what are some rules at school? And we haven't made our class rules yet. So when we all come together in our classroom, we'll create our rules together. So you can be thinking about some rules that will be important for us to keep us safe, to help us learn, to show respect for others, and to take care of our school when we come together.